Hi everyone. I think I should start my diaries from now on with a certain section called Show Me the Money. So here goes this section for today. Let's expand these reports. Wow, check this out, $35, that's cool. Actually, let's filter out the emulation and see where we actually are. Now, this is a disaster. Now I am 17 cents worse off than when I started. So what actually happened? Well, let's see. Let's see these last transactions, these last trades. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So with the last 7 transactions, I got minus 3.5 USDTs. And that means that my auto-stop filters stopped all my algorithms. If we look down here, I was planning to stop at -3 and I got -3.5. I guess that's due to the fact that the last loss was 0.9 and that got me over 3 to 3.5. Now I have almost the same balance as when I started running these algorithms, and obviously something needs to be done. And that I'm usually planning to do by analysis, but look here, I've got a total of about 700 trades, and looking through all of them in this native interface is a big ordeal, and it's really not that easy to do. So as some of you have requested in comments, I need to export this stuff to CSV and try and figure out how to deal with it. We need to figure out how to deal with all of this beauty. Sorting through this behemoth without any processing or parsing first is kind of stupid. So I will not be doing the analysis today. I will just show you what I decided to do with all of this information to make it more digestible. Alright, so first off, we need to figure out what kind of data we have here. In order to see it more clearly, I'm gonna just go auto fit width. Now let's see what we are interested in. Alright, so the first column, yeah, it's interesting. It's the transaction ID, and that will help me figure out where exactly this transaction I'm looking at is located here. Here is the ID. Next, date and time. I think that's the closed date and time for the transaction. Let's take that. Symbol, obviously. We want to know what coin that was. Now here's something called open time, but it's again open date and time. I'll take that one as well. And why I need these two? Because I want to know which positions were opened for a long time. So see, this one was executed immediately within a second. But if you look at this one, for example, it was opened at 44 seconds and closed at 46 seconds. So the position was opened for 2 whole seconds. Now here we've got a position that was opened for 4 seconds. And we can find instances of that all over. I think I saw some positions that stayed open for a minute or even more. And that could be a factor in having a profit or a loss, or maybe something else interesting comes out of that. So I want to keep that information for now. Now, these columns refer to the coin itself. These are the numbers of coins that I have bought or sold. That is not particularly interesting. What I want to know is how much USDT was in that transaction, in that trade. So here, what they called executed quantity USDT is pretty much my order size. So I want to take that. Side type, yes. Now, PNL coin. What I want is total USDT, which is the actual bottom line, and maybe the fee as well. We'll see. We'll see if we need that. Let's take that one. Now, this column says closed. this means what triggered the closing of the position. TP is for take profit, despite what Beavis and Butthead might think, and SL is for stop loss. So I'll take that. And here, where the column says opened, it's opened by what? These are the names of my algorithms. It's a very important piece, and I will take that as well. Then we've got all the different deltas, which I believe are very important at some point, but right now I don't know what to do with them. I have to figure stuff out. So I'll take only the basics right now, and I have to parse them in a way that is more or less clear. So in order to do that, I will create a new sheet in this file, and I will try to extract all of the data that I selected as being rather important to me at this point. Alright, so here I have pasted the raw data from the CSV file into a separate spreadsheet, and I built a separate tab, which is right here, where I have selected all of the data that I need, and I'll show you exactly what I did to make it digestible from my point of view. So ID, it's pretty simple. We just make a reference to the other sheet right here, and we get the ID. Next, I decided to put the symbol next as the very important thing. Here, it would seem simple, but look, we have to use the trim function. Why is that? Because when CSV is opened in this spreadsheet application, we get this very annoying space at first. So here I use the trim function, and it trims the spaces from the beginning and the end of the string. Here we've got our symbol. Next, we've got the open date. In the raw data, it's right here. But it's a combined string of date and time, so I have to split these two. And I do that by some simple formulas. So here, just for fun, I did it slightly in a different way. Here I have the mid function, which takes the middle section of a string. This is the reference string, and here I'm starting at symbol number 2 and picking 8 symbols exactly. If we go right here, we also got this weird space at the beginning, but then starting with character number 2, I'm getting 8 characters, and this is where I get my open date. Same with the open time, but now it's the write function. It takes 8 characters from the write, and we get the time exactly. Same story with close date and close time. I take them with the same formulas from this one. Now the order size is pretty simple. Just reference the original column here. Executed quantity USDT. Just to make it visually more clear, I had the format cells to set to number with the 2 decimal characters. Side type, again we have to do the trim because we've got some weird spaces here. ROE we take almost exactly. The fee, same thing, just reference. Total USDT, same thing. Now with the closing trigger, take profit. You see here I have just TP, and here we have this stuff, quotation marks on both sides. Here I'm again using the mid function to trim one character from the left and from the right, so only take the middle two. It works for now when we have TP or SL, where it's just 2 characters, but I think if you do manual or pen Excel, yeah, like right here, this wouldn't work. So I have to come up with something different, but that's really an exception for now. I'm gonna leave it at that and improve it later. Next, we've got the algorithm. Well, the real column here is called opened. I think it's opened by, but here I have a trimmed down version, and that is the formula. Okay, so let's see what I'm doing here. Well, first let's do a really simple formula where we just count the number of characters that lead up to the name of our algorithm. In this case, it's 13. So if we were to go here and just for now remove this substitute function, we would get this. So we remove the first 13 characters, and then we're left with this last one. It's not that bad, but it's quite annoying. So in order to avoid that, I'm doing this formula. I'm adding substitute. We take this string, then we include what we want to substitute, what we want to get rid of. So this char 34 means the double quotation marks. We want to remove that, and then we replace it with something. Here it means replace it with nothing. So the open quotation mark and the closing quotation mark means that it's text that we want to use, but in between them there is nothing. So it means that this character is just being removed from the string, and we end up with this. Beautiful. From here, later on, I will be extracting the distance, maybe the take profit, the stop loss level. So there are different ways to analyze this, but I'll have this simple for now. Next, this is the string that I've added here, and this tells you that it's important to name your algorithms correctly. So here I'm just taking the first character of my algorithm name. In this case, it is A. And if you remember, I have the naming convention down where A means active markets and real money, and then I have E for emulator, and then I have B for Bitcoin, pretty much unlimited volatility, not only 2.5. And this will allow me to filter out more easily the real transactions from the fake transactions, because I couldn't find an emulation flag anywhere here. Maybe there's just too much stuff and I missed it, but there is no emulation flag as far as I can see. Now let's see how many transactions here we have. Yeah, we have around 700 of them. So let's go here, copy all of this, and paste it down 700 rows. All right, so let's verify that we have all of them. The last one is 2380 with Dusk USDT. 2380 Dusk USDT. All right, that's what we have. And here, let's verify that I have the correct numbers and the correct transactions. If I go over here and filter only the A, which means my real algorithms, and check the total USDT, we have down here at the bottom exactly minus 17 cents, just as we have right here. That means that all the transactions, all the trades are now correctly input into my report, and I can now go ahead and analyze them. But that would be a different video. This one is focused only on parsing the raw reports that I have. Of course, this will be improved over time. You can do some color coding, some highlighting. We can do some extra formulas that calculate for us the average take profit, the average stop loss, the relation the ratio between profitable trades and losing trades, but that's all in the future. I will go ahead and start analyzing, and I will see you soon.